Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. As always, my name is Anton. Hopefully all of you guys are having a fantastic day because we're going to be continuing our Savage Garden Affirmation full album reaction. And this is an excerpt of that full album reaction. So if you enjoy this and you want to check out the entire thing with everybody, join everyone in the Patreon. First link down below. And we are on Crash and Burn. And I've heard a lot of things about this song from you guys. I think Crash and Burn might be the most requested song by Savage Garden we've had on the channel. So yeah, we'll see if I like it. But yeah, I'll be honest about this. And before we get into this one, as always, if you have any song requests for me and you want to vote on what artists come on the channel every single week, join everybody in the Discord. Link down below. And if you want guaranteed song requests and you want to check out all of our full album reactions, like this one, join everybody in the Patreon. Also link down below. And that's it. So let's get Savage Garden, Crash, and Burn. Okay, an electronic.
When you feel all alone and the world has turned its back on you, give me a moment, please, to tame your...
Okay. I find these Savage Garden songs, I'm pausing a lot at the beginning just because I find like Savage Garden and just any band that I pause at the beginning, that says something about the artist and the artistic expression of the band that so quickly in a song I can find something that inspires me. You know what I mean? And like what I want to say about this right now is, again, this doesn't remind me of Hold Me at first, but it kind of reminds me of that vibe of, I feel like there's kind of like these different archetypes of sensitive emotional songs. Like you have the Hold Me archetype, which is the upbeat sensitive song that it hits you in the feels, but there's something kind of upbeat and catchy about it. Then you have the really sensitive song. That's the Truly Madly Deeply, the I Knew I Loved You. And those are slower. Those are more tender. And I feel like Crash and Burn, from what I'm gathering right now, I think it's going to be more the upbeat, catchy, emotional song that hits you in the feels. You're happy. You have a smile on your face the whole time. I think that's what this is going to be, but we never know. But I'm liking the vocal delivery by Darren right now, and I'm really liking the instrumental, oddly enough. Even though it's really kind of simple, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of feeling. I feel, again, Daniel Jones is extremely talented at creating atmospheres that carry enough emotional weight that Darren can interact with it in a really meaningful way. Like, at first I thought it was going to be upbeat because of this. Yeah, great guitar tone, great keyboards.
You feel all alone and the world has turned its back on you. Give me a moment, please, to tame your wild, wild heart.
Ooh.
I know you feel
Whoa.
like the walls are closing in on you. It's hard to find relief, and people can be so cold.
True, man.
When darkness is upon your door and you feel like you can't take anymore, let me be the one you call. If you jump, I'll break you fall. Lift you up and fly away with you into the night. If you need to fall apart, we can mend a broken heart. If you need to crash and burn, you're not alone.
Great vibe with this one.
When you feel all alone,
Ooh, I like the vocal here.
your friend is hard to find. You caught in a one-way street with the monsters in your head. When hopes and dreams are far away and you feel like you can't face the day, let me be the one you call. If you jump, I'll break you fall. Lift you up and fly away.
Community. Communicate anyway. Anyhow. Ooh. Wow, man. You know, it's funny. I think this is the song out of like everything we've listened to where it's kind of occurred to me. Like, you know, I feel like I talk a lot about how talented Darren is, how incredible the lyricist he is, how, you know, I feel like I talk a lot about Darren, and for good reason. And this is like the first song that's made me like literally kind of go, wow, I really like Darren. Like I just like above everything, like, you know, he's just a really good guy. You know, he has like just very compassionate eyes. Like he has very just beautiful, compassionate eyes. And it's like his eyes are so blue. It's interesting, you know. Like people always say, like eyes are the windows to the soul, right? And it's like, I can see that. Like I can definitely see how there's something about eye contact in a weird way. Like we hate eye contact when we're afraid or shame or feeling shame and guilt. We can't look people in the eyes when we're. It's hard to when we're lying to them. There's just something about the eyes. It's so intimate. It's like you can't hide. Like the eyes are this weird thing where you can find a lie in people's eyes. It's like there's a lot of information transmitted through the eyes, and at the same time, the eyes are just eyes. And it's weird. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, when I look at Darren, I just go like, wow, that's a special human being, I think. You know? Yeah, that's just a very special human being. You know, and I always say this, like, this kind of song a lot of the time turns me off. Like a lot of these, like, oh, you know, believe in yourself, this kind of stuff, and you know, that's just me. It's just my perspective. I just find a lot of the time, like, they're just very cheesy, and I find it very forced. And somebody actually left me a really good comment on one of my videos that I actually didn't like because for that reason. And they made a really insightful comment. They said, I think what you're picking up is that you like these songs when you can feel the heart of the writer in them, when you can feel where this comes from, when you can feel the pain that makes them call out to help other people. What you don't really like is, and what's funny is this song, and he even said, he's like, you didn't even know this, but this was not actually written by the artist. This was written by a ghostwriter. And they're like, yeah, I think you could feel that. Because I'm like, yeah, like I just felt like there's this disconnect. I'm like, when they were singing the song, I was like, this doesn't feel, I don't know, like I have a pretty high bullshit detector. And I was just like, there's just something off. There's something hollow about this. I don't feel anything. It feels like they're trying to say something. Where with Darren and this, and you know, some of these songs that we've heard on the channel, when a song like this comes from an artist like Darren who's been through stuff and who is deeply compassionate, I actually love stuff like this. Like this stuff really makes me feel connected to humanity. And this song made me feel very connected. And I love this song. This was a beautiful, powerful song. This is the kind of song I think can change someone's life. This song that I'm talking about before, like just that didn't work for me. But this one, I'm like, this one has truth written through it. You know, I can feel Darren's heartbeat with this song. And what's funny is maybe one of you will be like, actually, Darren didn't even write this, but I don't know. But like, I just, when I'm listening to this, I'm like, I feel Darren so strongly. And there's such beautiful wisdom in this music video. You know, like vanity is a call to attention. And I always say that. I like whenever, because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, narcissists. Like, I hate narcissists. They're evil. I'm like, no, like they're really broken people. Like, think about how fragile your ego must be for you to make everything about yourself. And think about all of the connection you're giving up by making everything about yourself. How do you connect with somebody if you can't actually connect with them because you're too busy trying to bring them into you? And it's like, that's lonely. Like that's depressing. And the more depressed and lonely they feel, the more they think they need other people to like them. So their narcissism deepens as they become more unhealthy and unhappy. because they don't know that the narcissism is actually the thing leeching happiness from them. They think it's what they need. They think they need more of it. They think they need more people, more validation, more vanity. And it's just, yeah, anytime I see, vain people, yeah, it sucks when we're talking to them, and it's difficult because they do make everything about themselves, and you don't really feel heard or understood or seen or even appreciated. But when I really kind of open my heart up, I go, oh man, that's a call for help. That's someone who's really hurting. Like, I'm lucky I have friends. I'm lucky that I have people in my life that I can fully give myself, and they can fully give themselves, and I can receive them, and they can receive me. Because like all of my friends, I feel understood, seen, I feel deeply appreciated by my friends. And I just think about the world sometimes. I think, like, some people don't have a best friend. Like, some people don't have somebody in their life that truly appreciates them and sees them for who they are, not who the other person wants them to be. Because I feel like so much in life, especially when you're younger, man, you're just trying to figure out who you are, and you have all these people that are trying to tell you who to be. And really the subtext is, if you be this, I'll love you more. And it really leads us astray. It leads us astray from who we really are. And yeah, it took me a long time to find friends who would actually fully appreciate me. I think it took me up until, actually, not gonna lie, maybe like 2 years ago. I think, like, that's when I met my best friend, my best buddy, who's came into my life in the last couple of years, just seemingly out of nowhere. And I feel like, before, he was kind of the thing that kind of brought a lot of things together. And before that, I had some great friends. I had some great people. And, I think my mom's always appreciated me. She's always allowed me to grow. And I'm very grateful to my mom for that. Yeah, other than my mom, like, I had some great friends, before that, some great friends. But I feel like, I don't know if any of them actually fully, like, let go of all desire for me to be something. And I think most people, actually, have, even people that have great friends, I think that is a truth. It's like, those great friends, they're awesome, man. And they love you, and they care about you, and they're there. But it's difficult to find someone who's actually so selfless that they don't care who you are to them. They're just like, you be you fully. Like, I don't need anything from you. And I think that's huge. And yeah, there's a lot of really wise things said in this music video as it was going on. Like, I was really surprised, actually, about the level of wisdom, and just, yeah, wisdom. I was like, that's deep. That's really deep. And there's another comment just about, we scream because we don't want to suffer in silence. Yeah, there's truth to that too. I think we also, yeah. Yeah, sometimes when I'm going through a lot of stuff, when I'm really frustrated, it's like, holding that in is difficult. Like, sometimes you just need to let it out. You just need to fucking scream. To just really, because, like, I feel like voices in our heads and these things that we hold on to, I think that's literally like energy. From a scientific perspective, I think that a lot of, like, whirlwind thoughts in our heads, I think that's like energy. And so we're like a cyclone inside. We're like a vortex, like a thunderstorm, lightning storm. And I think screaming and letting things out and writing things down, writing letters and all this stuff, writing your thoughts down, I think it's almost like a lightning rod. I think it's almost like grounding lightning. You know what I mean? It's channeling it outside of yourself. Because I think that when there's too much of, like, a magnetic charge in you, when there's too much of an energetic charge in you, I think that's when the cyclone really starts going. I feel that. I feel that a lot. Especially we have a lot of information overload. I can feel that too. When I even research too much, that's the thing. When I listen to too many podcasts, when I research too much, when I get too involved in everything else and the stories of everybody else in the world, the voices in my head get faster, and they start oscillating at a quicker frequency. And that's when I need to, like, just shut off podcasts for a lot of time, a couple of months. Like, I've kind of been in a podcast cleanse for about 2 months. Or haven't like because I'll go in these cycles where I'll go high into like consuming information and learning, and then I need to process it for a couple months. Just like food, it's like you take in too much food, you need to process it. And so I think a lot of people they don't have a like a lot of people don't have a physical diet. They don't have a food regimen that works. They don't get enough nutrition. I think some people are also like over consuming information, and it's causing a lot of anxiety. Like listening to the news all the time is brutal for anxiety. It's brutal for like also just turning people against each other because it's so polarizing. And the news and mainstream media is just so polarizing. It's so like when I get too much into that, I start getting more angry, more frustrated. I start turning on people that I normally wouldn't. I start trying to convince everybody of my opinion. I start looking at people who disagree with me as the enemy. And I notice that all happens when I consume too much polarizing information. I need to cleanse that. I need to let go. And then I notice I'm much more grounded. I'm a way better friend. I'm less controlling as a friend. And just when it comes to relationships in my life, I'm just a lot easier to be around. You know what I mean? When I look at a lot of people, I just see a lot of people that are probably really difficult to be around if you disagree with them in any way. They're just quick to jump down your throat. And I think that's a lot of people over consuming information, polarizing information. But yeah, great song. Now let's jump into the lyrics for a second here. So this was 2000. Wow. Anything said about this? Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think I really need to look at the lyrics. I think I've already kind of said everything I want to about this. But just yeah, beautiful song. This was fantastic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did and you want to check out the entire rest of the affirmation journey with us, join everybody in the Patreon, link down below. And if you enjoyed the video and you want to help out with the YouTube algorithm, definitely leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And lastly, I want to give a big shout out to my tier 3 and 4 patrons. So we got Kelly, Melanie, Ayla, Charles, David, Jason, Laura, Mans, Matt, Melissa, Merrick, Nora, Paul, Robert, Robbie, Scott, and Stuart. Shout out to all of you guys, and I'll see all of you guys again tomorrow. I love you. Peace.